This video will cover the insert project portion of the assignment. So insert project is going to be very similar to insert car here. So what we're going to do is actually go and copy insertProject.php and rename it. Make sure you don't delete it. Keep a copy of insert car. But we're going to rename it and we're going to adjust it so that it looks like this for inserting a project. So if we come back out here, our top table here is projects. So we've got project ID, the name, category, description, start date and end date, which for our purposes here, we're just looking at months and days. It can get more complex after that, but right here what we're going to be doing in insert and update is going to involve some string manipulation, some concatenation, so some new things to work on. So let's get started by looking at our insert car here. So what we're going to do is go and copy that and paste it and rename it. So here we've got our Assign06. We're going to do insert car, copy, paste. Again, I'm not on the campus network, so I have my VPN enabled. Insert Project.php. Then we're going to take that and put it into Dreamweaver. There it loads. And again, make sure you did not delete your insert car. Make sure you still have that there. You don't want to have to go back and redo that page. So for this page, we'll start by doing insert project. Scroll down here to insert project again. It will go to, the action will go to do insert project. We are going to be working with the Assign06 projects table. And now we can start modifying this. Before we do that, let's go take a quick look at PhpMyAdmin. You'll want to look at your Assign06 projects table. So once you click on that, you should see up here Assign06 projects. The Browse tab should give you a listing of items that's in there. Again, your spreadsheet of data, your rows and columns. If you go to Structure, it'll give you your column names and what type of characters they are. So we've got 6 columns here: project ID, name, category, description, and then we've got start date and end date. Project ID again is integer, like we've been doing, and then we've got variable length characters for the others. So our first one for inserting is going to be project ID. And then I'll do lowercase project ID, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it here and here. Scroll over, I've got my label. Change the text that appears on the page. Okay. After project ID, we're going to have the project name. So I'm going to copy this line and paste it here. And this will become proj name. And this will become lowercase proj name. Here I'm going to change that to project name. I'm going to take this for equals that proj name, and I'm going to put it as the ID and as the name equals. And this max length here, we're going to change to, Let's come back over here. Project name can be up to 50 characters. So our size will stay the same, but they can type more and have it scroll within. And then we've got our car make, which was a long select option list. We're going to have project category here, which is a select option list, but it's only a short one. So we'll need this one plus 2 more. So from the option that has Audi all the way down, I'll leave that closing select there. I'm going to get rid of those. So now I've got my label, which is going to be for proj category, lowercase proj category. Change this to the word category. Again, that's the text that appears on the screen. The name of the select is going to be proj category, which matches this right here. Same with the ID. This word make is going to change to category in both places. And then we're going to have 2 options, commercial and residential. So there we've got our label. Highlight that, make sure those 3 match, proj category. We've got our default that shows up when the page first loads, and then we've got our 2 options that we can choose from, commercial and residential. Below that, we're going to have the project description. So we do proj description. We'll do a lowercase proj description. We'll copy that. We'll change the ID, model, and we'll change this word, the text that appears on the screen, to description. And we'll change this max length out here. Let's make it 30. And now we come to our drop downs. So we've done 4 of our columns here: ID, name, category, description. And we've got what we're going to have is a selection list for the month and a selection list for the year, or for the day. So this car year is going to change. I'm just going to leave 1 option there. I'm going to come down and delete all of these options. So let's start by outlining what it is here. We'll do start month. Again, make sure those 3 match up. This is going to be the start month. This, we're just going to use the word, we'll do start month as selection, but this one we're just going to use the word month. And this is what we'll search for on the do insert page to see what's there. And then we need a listing of months, which is going to start with Jan and Jan. And we'll just do three letter abbreviations for the dropdown. So we should have our start month, text that appears on the page, the text that appears in the dropdown, the text that is submitted if that were chosen. January, we need 11 more of those. So we've got Feb, Mar, Mar, April, April, spelled right, April, May, May, June, whoops, July. We'll continue on down. August, September, October, November, December. Whoops. Mouse wheel must have been ready to scroll. So now we've got our start month there, and we're going to wind up copying that and pasting it for our end month, but first we're going to do the days. So that should finish out that select option list. And after that we're going to have a similar one, but it's going to have the days from 01 through 31. So we do not need the car color or the car hybrid here. Oops. I accidentally hit a wrong key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this one, but we're going to turn it into days. This is going to become start day. Start day, and then we're going to make sure that those three match up. This will become start day. Start day, and then this will just be the word day. And again, this will be what we search for on doInsert. And then again here, we're going to have just the days, 01 through 31. So we'll have to write all of those out. And this is one of the tedious parts, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whoops, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Scroll down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3. So now we've got our drop-down list for the days. And what we're going to do is copy those two drop-down lists that we just made here. So we're going to copy from start month all the way through the end of start day. Right there, that LI. Copy that, and we'll paste it right below. Now make sure you're on the lower set of them, and this is going to become end month. Copy that. Make sure that those three match up. Change this to end. We'll leave this month the same, and all this stays the same. Scroll down to this last one. This becomes end day. This remains day, and all these remain the same. So at the bottom down here, we've got insert info, we've got our session error message that submits. But our JavaScript, to place the focus, we need the ID equals for that top one, which is project ID, lowercase p, to set the insertion point there. So we'll go ahead and save that. Again, we're saving as insertProject.php. Still saving to our Assign06 folder. We'll go to Insert Project. And so this is the file that we just created. Our insertion point is automatically there. We've got our project name, category, description, start, end. Our category has commercial and residential. We'll check and make sure we've got January through December, 1 through 31, January through December, 1 through 31. And so that takes care of this page, and now it's time to move on to the doInsert page and take care of the processing. Just like the last page, we're going to grab doInsertCar, copy and paste it. Again, make sure you don't accidentally overwrite the other file. You don't want to have to go back and redo it. And there we will have a doInsertProject. And we need to drop doInsertProject over here for us to work on. So I have to change all of our variable names throughout, but at least this gives us a starting point. We're not typing it all from scratch. So we're going to have project ID, gets the posted value, lowercase p, project ID from the previous page. We'll cover this again like we've covered in other videos. This needs to match case sensitivity and spelling, needs to match the previous page, the page that sent it, insert project, needs to match the name equals, not the ID, not the for, name equals. So that's what it's looking at. So this project ID, lowercase p, capital ID, is what underscore post is pulling from and taking that value, storing it into the local variable project ID. Here we'll have proj name, proj category, there we go. Proj description, I'll do descript. Start month, start day, and then we need a end month and end day, but let's go ahead and fill these out, and then we'll make those. So we are pulling from here. This is going to be proj name. This one's going to be proj category. This one's going to be proj description. We spelled it out on the previous one. So again, you're going to look at proj description. You're going to come back to this page. You're going to look for name equals. That's what we're pulling. It's spelled out there, so it's spelled out here. Here we've got start month, and start day. Now project name needs add slashes because we can type. Let's see, category is a drop-down box. The user cannot type anything, so we'll leave that there. Description, they can type, so we're going to do add slashes here and here, and again that's just escaping certain characters out so that they're not problematic. Start month and start day are drop-down boxes. User cannot type information, so we'll just do the underscore post. Get rid of that. Copy this comment, and it will be the same for these two. And then we need an end month. End month and end day, and same thing here. End month and end day, and those are both drop-down boxes. The user cannot type into them, so we'll just do an underscore post there. We'll still use the remove these, leave that the same. We're going to have project name. Yes, that one. And we're also going to have project description, proj descript. Those two we added add slashes to up here. There's user input. So we want to make sure that we check the values and remove any potentially harmful characters that could mess up our code. Now we're checking to see if we have any empty values. So we're going to do project ID. Project name. Project name is just going to be equal to empty quotes like that. After that, project category. Project category, we're looking to see if it is equal to dash space the word category space dash. Watch your spelling there, check your spelling. And then we've got proj descript, and that is, we're checking to see if it is empty, if they've left it blank. And then we've got start month and day, end month and day. We're looking to see if it is equal to dash space month space dash, and then start day. Similarly, dash space day space dash, and then we need end. So I'm going to copy those two right there from this parenthesis, not the outer one. Inner one all the way to just this just the left side of the logical OR. Do a copy and paste it. Scroll over here, so we've got start month, start day, end month equal to the same month value, end day equal to the same day value. So if any one of those evaluates to true, set the session error message equal to you must enter a value for all boxes and redirect them back to insertProject.php. We will check the value of project ID to see if it's numeric, if it is a number. If it's not numeric, we'll say that you must enter a value for the project ID and then redirect them back to insertProject.php. If we get through those, everything's okay, we'll make sure that the error message is cleared out. Open our database connection. Now the next thing we need to do is check and see if the project ID they entered already exists in the database. So we're going to select project ID from Assign06 projects, select column name from table name, where column name, project ID, is equal to local variable, project ID. So we're concatenating there. There's no single quotes around it because this is an integer. So select column name from table name where condition. The condition is column name equals value. Again, double check yourself. Uncomment this echo, uncomment this exit. You can do a check. I'll go ahead and save this as doInsertProject. It should stop right here. Insert project. Insert info. So it hit that exit statement and stopped. So I've got select column name from table name where column name equals value. I can copy that. I can come over here, make sure I'm on my Assign06 projects, go to the SQL tab, make sure I'm on my Assign06 projects table, go to the SQL tab, paste it in. This is just a select statement, so we'll hit go. And we'll see, let's see, project ID 2 does not exist. So let's go to Browse. Look here. Project ID 2 seems to exist. So let's take a look at that, see what's happened there. Let's go back to the SQL. We had a well-formed, I'll give you just a second. See if you see it. So the problem is we're missing an S. So there's our project ID 2. So select project ID, that column, from that table where it equals to. So there we've grabbed it. So that tells us that we did some debugging there, and we needed an S right there. So Assign06 projects. Comment this out. Comment that out. Send it to the database using our database connection from OpenDBCon, our SQL that we just formed right up here. Send it to the database using MySQL iQuery. The result comes back here and in spreadsheet form, rows and columns. In our case, it's going to be either one row or no rows, and it's only one column. We only selected one column, so it's basically one cell of a spreadsheet. Check to see if it's empty. If it's empty, set num_results to 0. If it's not empty, take that spreadsheet of data, pass it into this so it counts the rows, and it stores the value, stores how many rows there are. If there's more than 0, then the project ID already exists. Redirect them back to insert project with the error message. Otherwise, it's fine. So clear out the error message and move on to our insert statement. So again here, we're going to insert into table name. Assign06 projects, insert into table name, and then we list out the columns. So we've got project ID, proj name, proj category, proj description, start date, end date, these two right here. Let's come back here, look at the structure for my Assign06 project table. You'll see that we've got the first four, but then the last two are not month and day. They are start date and end date. So before we do these values here, we're going to come back and we're going to address that. So what we need to do is take our, up above here, take our start month, start day, and concatenate them into a start date. Same thing here with an end date. Come down to just above the insert statement, and we'll do a $, new variable, start date is equal to the start month concatenated with a space concatenated with start day. Likewise, the end date is equal to the end month concatenated with a space concatenated with end day. So we're going to take the month January space 1, December space 31. Now that we've got those, we can come down here and work on our concatenation into our insert statement. So there's a lot of concatenation here. Remember, this first one is stored as an integer in the database. Because of that, we do not have a single quote here, do not have a single quote here. So there's no single quotes around that one. We'll move on to the next one. Proj name. Proj category. Proj description. Start date. Make sure you choose date there. End date. Scroll over there. So we've got our 6 columns listed out there. 5 of them have single quotes around them. That's a lot of concatenation, so we should probably uncomment this echo statement and exit statement. Save it and see what this insert statement looks like. So we've done that. Go back here, and actually we could have just hit refresh, but let's go ahead and do insert info. The project ID you entered already exists, so we're going to have to choose something. Let's see, I don't know if 22 exists. Let's go find out. 22 does not exist. So we'll do this and some data, choose one, some data. So now we've got insert into Assign06 projects. We listed the column names. Keyword values, we listed the column values. Remember, the first one here lines up with the first one here. The second one lines up with the second one, and so on. To check this and make sure that it's well formed, we can copy it out and we can manually insert it. Let's go to SQL, Control A, insert into, and we hit go. One row inserted. So there's nothing wrong with our concatenation. We've got all our single quotes in the right places. Our PHP concatenation looks good. If we come back here, hit the back button, go to select all, 22 is now in there. So we'll have to choose a different one for the next time we test it. We'll go ahead and comment out this echo. Maybe. So now we can send that insert statement to the database. Again, this from OpenDBCon. This is the SQL query we just formed. Pass it to the database. Close our database connection and redirect us back to select.php. We'll hit save and we'll go test it out. Insert project. Insert info, there's 33 with the bogus data that I entered. Let's come back to insert project and just hit insert info. You must enter a value for all boxes. So let's try that. You must enter a value for all boxes. So let's try that and this. Must enter a value. Let's try that and this and this and that and that. I left category. Good. So let's do another one through. And there's our number 34 that we just inserted. So that covers the insert project portion of this assignment.